Hey, how you guys doing out there today? This is Stephanie Menez from the Roto Beast team, and I'm here to present you our NBA picks for Monday, December 4th. If you haven't already, please make sure and click the subscribe button below so you can continue watching all of our NBA and NFL videos. And make sure and click the like button as well, as that really helps us out. Also, if you want to play the actual lineups that we're playing, please visit our website here at www.rotobeast.net. We got an 11 game slate. There's some injury news that we're going to be waiting on. I think there is going to have a lot of value that's going to open up tomorrow, so you're going to have to really pay attention to news. But there is some good spots to pay up at. I think that this is a solid slate. The killer thing that's really been crushing me has been the injury news, and it's really it's swinging the line one way or the other because everybody's been so chalk. It's like if you have that 40% person that goes off, you win. 40% person that kind of busts on you, you lose, and it's been frustrating. In the last 10 days, to be completely honest, I'm 3-7. And I'm pissed. And every single night I study my lineups and I figure out, what's going on. Why did I lose that night? And I do the exact same research, I now that I did a month ago when I was having a 10-day win streak. So, you got to just stick with the process no matter what. Out of those 7 losses that I had, 4 or 5 of them were by less than 5 points, and that's just the lines are chalk, and there's nothing that you can really do about it. You have to try to differentiate yourself in some way. But hey, I'm gonna stop rambling on. NBA, it'll get better. It's all right. People are just acting like sissies right now, getting hurt. So first, we'll talk about, on this 11 game slate, we'll talk about Philadelphia and Phoenix. Phoenix is going to Philadelphia. This game has the highest implied total of 227 projected points. Philadelphia is favored by 10.5. As we all know, Phoenix pretty much plays no defense at all. This game is going to be high scoring and it's going to be back and forth. So this is going to be a good game to target. Next, I'm going to quickly talk about Orlando at Charlotte. This game has the second highest implied total of 221 projected points to be scored, and Charlotte's favored by 7.5. Then we're going to target Brooklyn at Atlanta. This game just happened. It has the third highest implied total of 217, and Atlanta's favored by 2. So it's projected to be a pretty, close scoring game. It's going to be back and forth. And we got Cleveland going into Chicago. This game has a 211 implied total. Cleveland's favored by 9.5. The last game that I'm going to target, big time on this slate is going to be the Warriors at New Orleans. This game doesn't have a line yet, so I can't really give you the spread. But this is going to be a good game. I just hope it's not going to be a major blowout, but it's going to be tough to keep it close, especially without Anthony Davis. Let's jump into this slate. We'll start at point guard, Stephen Curry. He has a hand injury, but it hasn't really been stopping him. He went off last game for 30 points in 30 minutes. He didn't really get his rebounds or assists, like he usually does. But hey, we would take it. He got 43 fantasy points. At his 9.9 price tag. You need about 49 for him to hit value. I don't know if he's gonna get there tomorrow, but I think he does give you, a really solid floor with, I would say, maybe about 42-ish, somewhere around there. He's averaging almost 45 a game this season, so you can kind of go off that. And you can't really be too worried about the blowout just because, he regularly only plays about 30 minutes because they usually blow everybody out, and he still does work. So, I do like him in this matchup. Going against the Pelicans. This should be a pretty good game. Next, we'll talk about Kyrie Irving hosting the Milwaukee Bucks. This game should be pretty good. It should be a pretty close game. Kyrie, he's already been in this matchup, this year. And he went off for 45 fantasy points in that one, and 32 in the first one. It is going to be a little bit different because now they have Eric Bledsoe, and they didn't have him before. Bledsoe's going to put a little bit more pressure on Kyrie Irving. But Irving is the motor of the Celtics. This guy's putting in work pretty much every night. I do think he is a little bit overpriced. at this price, you need him to pretty much lock you in about 43. I mean, he could definitely get there, but I mean, I think it's kind of asking a lot. I think his ceiling is more. I mean, his floor is more about 35 to 37. But I do like him in this matchup. I think he is a little bit more of a GPP play though. Then we got Kemba Walker. He's been out the last 2 games. It says he's probable to come back tomorrow. We know Kemba is good at home if he's going to come back and he's 100% healthy and he's going to get his regular minutes. You got to really like him. Kemba Walker, he looks really, really good in this matchup. He's good at home, and Orlando is a fast-paced team, and he likes fast-paced games. So I really like Kemba Walker tomorrow at 7,800. I think it's a very fair price tag. Then we talked about Irving. We'll talk about Bledsoe on the other side of the ball. I mean, this guy he's been doing work since he got to the Bucks. I mean, he's getting the minutes for the most part, and I mean he's doing good. He's doing really, really good with them. He's filling up the stat sheet. I think the crazy thing is that I thought he would be more expensive. Now his price tag has actually dropped. All you need is 35 fantasy points from him. I really, really like him in this spot. I think he's a really, really good play tomorrow. I'm gonna actually put him in my core. Then we will go to Collison. I mean, the guy's just been consistent. His minutes have been there. He's playing about 33 minutes a game, 32 to 33. He has got up to 41 occasionally. He'll get into the 40s if they really need him to, but it's not something you can really count on. But, I mean, it's fair price tag. For his price tag, you need about 29. He's averaging 28 fantasy points a game already this season. Like I said, he's been consistent. 43, 31, 27, 32, 31, 33, 20, 20, 34. You get it. Going against the Knicks team who's, they're a little bit short-handed. He's going against Jared Jack, who's just old. I definitely like Darren Collison. And somebody I'm not going to go into, but somebody I will just quickly mention, Spencer Dinwiddie. I think he's a really good GPP play. The guy just got 41 the other day against Atlanta, so he's somebody you can look at in GPP. Move on to shooting guard. I mean, I'm going to quickly just talk about him. I'm not going to go into detail. Oladipo, his price tag is extremely high. Like I said, I think he's more of a GPP play, definitely, but he's in a good spot, and he's putting up massive points. 73. He got a 25. He got hurt, came back 53, 49, 68. If he's gonna be putting up these totals, you definitely got to consider him. He's still a little bit underpriced if he's gonna do this, but I don't see him necessarily as this kind of player. I think he's just the defensive stats really got to these games. I think, for him to hit value, you need about 46, and I think that's asking a little bit. But he is a solid GPP player. Got Bradley Beal. Everybody's been jumping on him because John Wall's out, and it just hasn't been working out. I mean, he's had 3 rough games in a row now. Going to play Utah, it doesn't really get much better, but when it comes to scoring, I mean, this guy he's too good of a shooter to be putting up these kind of points. He is going to get back to scoring buckets. He does have massive upside. He's been doing it all year, especially without John Wall. On a price that went down a little bit. You definitely got to consider him. I really like him a lot. I think he probably is a little bit more of a GPP play though. Then we will go down to. We'll quickly talk about him. Evans. I mean, he has upside. I mean, that's all. I like him a lot. And he's a good player. I mean, he's been in the starting lineup the past couple games. He's getting massive minutes. He's getting the shots going against Timberwolves. This should be a pretty close game. Teague is not the best defender. His price tag I feel is just too low. 7.4. You need about 37 from him. I definitely think he can get there. With his 60 points his last game. He has upside, and I like him. I think he's in a good spot. He's a good price still. His price is definitely going to rise. Then you got Booker. I mean, he's their best player. Booker, he's in a good spot. One thing I will say is, see if you can read, if you hear anything if Covington's going to guard Booker, it makes it a little bit more of a tough matchup. If Covington's going to stay, on Warren, then Booker's going to be going against J.J. Redick, and I think it makes the spot even better. But, I mean, he has a lot of upside, and he has pretty much a green light to take as many shots as he wants. If his shot's going down, I mean, he can put up points quick. He fills up the stat sheet, so I like Booker tomorrow. Then we got Klay, 7,000. His price just stays there. He just stays there. He has upside to go off any night, for 32 points in a quarter. You can't, count on him much, but hey, we know it could happen. But he's steady. I mean, he's steady. 43. He had an off game, 37, 43, 35, 30, 38, 30. At his price, you need about 35. If this game stays anywhere close where he can get a couple extra minutes in the fourth quarter, I definitely think he's going to get close to value. He's already had this matchup this season, and the second time he scored 44 in 36 minutes. The first time in 36 minutes as well, he scored 43. So 2 times already in this matchup, he's went over 40. So that just tells you, he's definitely a solid play tomorrow. Then we'll go down to a little bit cheaper and get you some value a little bit. Bazemore going against Brooklyn. This guy's frustrating. I mean, he doesn't do nothing special. When his shots, going in, he has massive upside like this 45-point game. 45 right here. But it's like when his shots going down. It didn't go down last game against Brooklyn, but he still played 31 minutes. Only 8 points, but he got you some defensive stats and still got you 25, which isn't going to kill you. For him to hit value, you need about actually what he's averaging, about 27 fantasy points. If he can get his shots going against Brooklyn in the up-tempo game, he has upside to definitely crush it. And then the last guy I really, really like is I like Nicolas Batum. This guy's only 5,500. He's crazily underpriced. He's 27.5 is what you need for value. I understand that he hasn't really got there. I understand that, but the past 2 games he's gotten to 32 and 35 minutes. This is very, very positive, and this is what we want to see. This guy regularly last year he was almost 7,000, and he has massive upside when he gets minutes, and I like him a lot, and I like him in this up-tempo game against the Magics. And I think I'm gonna put him down as one of my core plays. I really like him. So I like him right there. So those are my shooting guards. Now, boom, we got Antetokounmpo. The guy's he has upside any night. The price tag's heavy, and that's what's scary, especially against a really good defensive team against Boston. But his matchup, he got 60, and he got 60 already 2 times this year against them. You need 62 for him to hit value, and like I said, against a good team, even though he's done it, already 2 times. It's tough, but I understand the play. He is a solid play tomorrow. You got LeBron as well, just tiny bit cheaper. He's just been just as consistent. LeBron's doing what LeBron does, and he's putting up work. Even when he's not playing the minutes, he's still getting you there for the most part. Besides 1 game, he's been at 50 in the past almost 10 games. For his price tag, you need 60. If Chicago can even just battle till halfway in the fourth, or even just a little bit into the fourth, and he gets his minutes, LeBron could definitely be a solid play tomorrow against the Bulls. Then we will talk about Covington going against Phoenix. Phoenix is a team that we really like to target. They're up tempo. They don't play any kind of defense at all. Covington, his last game he went off. He played 38 minutes, 25 points. This guy has 25-point upside. He's one of the best 3-point shooters in the league. It's just when his shots go down, that's his thing. Is he's a little bit inconsistent with it, but he's still been getting a bunch of rebounds. He's still getting some defensive stats. He's averaging 30 fantasy points a game. This is definitely a plus matchup for him. He needs 35 fantasy points for him to hit value. I definitely think he can get close for you. I like Covington tomorrow. He's a guy that you should keep an eye on. Then we will go with Simmons. I like Simmons. This guy, he got put in the starting lineup. Played 30 this game was an off game for him. He played 33 minutes. But the past 2 games, he played 37 and 38. His first start, he played 34. And the guy's he's doing work, 30, 27, and 23. He had one dud. And yes, what I was telling you about earlier about how I've been kind of getting dicked around the last couple of days, and that's fucking why shit's been messing me up. I played him this game. In an up-tempo game against OKC, he played 33 minutes. He only got me 7 points. I lost this day by, I think I lost this day by like 7 points. I lost by 7 points. He was only 15% on, and the dude got me 7. If he gets me even his lowest he got since starting 23, I cash. These are the kind of things I'm telling you about. You can't be mad if you lose and think that you're doing shit wrong. That doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. Stuff just doesn't go your way. And you know what? DFS is something that you gotta, just forget about it. Forget about what a guy did and move on to the next day. And if he's a good player, then you play him again. And I like Jonathon Simmons tomorrow, and I'm going to put him as one of my core plays as well, going against Charlotte. And then the last guy I'm going to quickly talk about is Bojan. He's 4,500. This guy, his minutes are there. That's what you got to really like. 34, 34, 34, 38, 31, 37, 31, 35. Yes, he's somewhat up and down, but it's because, if his shot's going down, it's going to be, he's going to, he's going to take care of business. If it's not going down, he's not going to really get you there. But, you still got to hope for a couple extra stats from him. But he is a little bit more scoring dependent, so I think he is more of a GPP play. But I like him as price tag going against the Knicks. Next, we'll move on to power forward. Ben Simmons going against Phoenix in the up-tempo game against a team that doesn't play any defense. His price tag's hefty. You need about 53 for him to hit value. I definitely can see him getting there. That's not the problem. I just think that there's a chance that they can blow him out and his minutes kind of get, cut off a little bit. But, the guy's playing massive minutes regardless right now. So, I like him. I like him a lot in this matchup. I think he's a really, really good play. He's one of the top plays on the board. Then we got Anthony Davis. He's going to be out, pretty sure. Yeah, he's already ruled out. So, Boogie's pretty much going to be the man on this slate. But we'll get there. Next, we'll move down to Favors. 7,600. Since Gobert's been out, the guy's just been beasting. Plain and simple. He's been putting in work. Look at his last 5. 39, 34, 53, 33, 42. At his price tag, you need about 37. I definitely think he can get there. In an up-tempo game against Washington, going against, he's going to be banging against Markieff Morris, who shoots 3-pointers, and so there's going to be long rebounds for him. I like Favors in this spot. And even if he may play center. They actually may put him at center. I'm banging against Gortat. He's not somebody that really scares me neither. So I do like Favors in the up-tempo game. Then we will quickly talk about Saric. His price keeps rising, but he keeps, just putting in work. He's playing about 32 to 34 minutes a game right now. He's been very consistent. At a 6.4 price tag, we need about 32 for him to hit value. 32 is pushing it a little bit. It's kind of like, gets me a little bit an uncomfortable range. But he can definitely get there. I feel like he's not gonna post a dud for you in this up tempo game going against Phoenix. Saric, he looks nice tomorrow. I like targeting Phoenix in general. They're just a bad team. Then you got Thaddeus Young, miss 5,700, super consistent. You need 20. He averages 28 fantasy points a game. This season, that's pretty much what you need for him to hit value. That's what he does. 33, 32, 32, 39, 29, 21, 29, 27. You get it. Going against Michael Beasley, who's probably going to start for the Knicks. He's an offensive-minded player. He's not the best defender. Thaddeus Young, he's stronger than Beasley. I think he could definitely dominate him and even maybe get Beasley in foul trouble. Then we got Gibson. Playing massive minutes. Thibodeau loves running his guys out there. You don't see big men get minutes like this, and he's getting it. 40, 36, 36, 41, 37, 36, 39. You get it. and they're favored. I like them. I really, really like them, and I like Taj Gibson. I mean, for him to have value, you need 26. I mean, he's getting close to 26 easily. That's what he's averaging per game this season with a little bit of upside. Taj Gibson, I think he's going to be a really good cash game play. I'm going to put him in my core. I'm giving you guys value. So, I mean, these are guys that, this way you can pay up at spots. Okay, now we are going to, okay, really quick. I'm not even going to, just Michael Beasley. He's been starting for Porzingis last game. He started. He's probably going to start tomorrow. Porzingis is already ruled out. Beasley has upside. He can score points. I mean, that's one thing that he can do. But he is more just a scorer. He's not really going to get you too many of the other stats. But if you want somebody, that's going to be low on, that's starting, that has upside, I do like Michael Beasley. Now we'll go to center. Cousins. If New Orleans has any chance tomorrow, they're going to need a monster game from him. I mean, last game, he didn't have the monster fantasy point game. He only had 48 fantasy points, but he had 38 regular points, 8 rebounds. He just didn't get the other assists. Like I said, if Pelicans have any hope for tomorrow, any kind of hope, they're going to have to pray that this guy just actually just goes off and just does work. I like him. He's 11,000. He's a good play. I mean, second time he faced him at Warriors, he only got 41, but the first time at home, he got 64. So, I mean, they don't have nobody that can stop him one-on-one. That's one thing about it. So, he is going to be the top center. Then you got Embiid right under 600 less going against Phoenix in the up-tempo game. This dude could absolutely dominate. So, I'm going to say one thing, and I'll be honest. This matchup against Phoenix kind of reminds me of almost the same matchup when he went off for 93 against the Lakers. Obviously, the difference is Phoenix does have Chandler and Monroe, who are pretty solid big men, so they play a little bit of defense on them. But, I mean, Suns just don't play any defense. And Embiid, I think he's one of the top, plays on the slate. I really like him a lot in this spot. I think it's a really good spot for him. Then we'll talk about this dude just been going bananas. I mean, he's just been going off straight up. I mean, he's putting in work right now. Thing about him is he doesn't do it like he scores 40 points a game or 30 points a game. He fills up all the stat sheets every single night. And, he's coming off 4 games ago, his biggest game of his career at 70 fantasy points. He posted a 36 against Phoenix, dropped it back with a 56 and a 53. He's getting there. He's putting in massive work right now. I think he's a solid player tomorrow. I think he is more of a GPP play, though, as I would try to pay up for Embiid or Cousins if I was going to play up at this spot. Then we got Kevin Love. 8,000. You need 40 for him to hit value. He's been playing very well. He's scoring right now. That's the thing about him. He's scoring and he's back to getting boards. 8,000 going against Chicago. I like him in this slate. He's going to be going against Robin Lopez, which is a big center. If he's going to shoot threes, it's going to be hard for Robin Lopez to get out there on him. So I can see him getting some open 3-pointers. So I think he is solid in this spot. One thing that does scare me a little bit about Cleveland is the blowout factor. But Kevin Love, he's been playing well, and I like him tomorrow. Last guy I'm gonna talk about on cheaper end. I've been bringing this guy up, and he does work, and he's underpriced, and you gotta look for values you can pay up at certain spots. At the end of the day, that's what it's about. So Gortat 4,700 for him to have value. You need about 24. He's averaging almost 26 a game. Last game he put up 41 against Detroit, going against Drummond. I like him. He's been a little bit inconsistent. The minutes haven't been there. He only got 13, 19, 14, but then 30, 31, 39, 28. So it's just all about if he's going to get his minutes. And, for the most part, he does get his minutes, and I think I do like him, on the cheaper end. So for center, I might have to go with I like Cousins. It's gonna be one of the top slate plays on the slate. So I mean, you can pay up elsewhere. I mean, you can if you want. You can pay down a little bit there, but I think at center is a position that you are gonna, pay up at somewhere. I don't think there's too much value at center right now. Maybe there's some that will open up tomorrow, but that's kind of where I'm at. So I hope this video helps you out. If you haven't already, please make sure and click the subscribe button. Please make sure and click that like button. I'll be back tomorrow with my picks for Tuesday. And hey, let's get it in.